There we go. Boom. We in the building, man. Shit, shit. What's going on? What's going on? Let me check some things out real quick. I'm on my laptop. I want to bring some people up to the stage. Let me check some things out. Can I get guests on here? Yeah, I think I can. Shit, I can. Yeah, okay. Boom. We in the building, man. I hate this damn camera. It is what it is, man. Top Flight TV, Mr. Top Flight Films. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. Um, we here, bro. We here. Reggie. We here to address Reggie, brother Reggie, Professor Reggie, uh, Dr. Reggie. We are here to address this guy. He's a very interesting character, and he has a lot to say about foundational Black Americans, which is cool. But I wanna put some things on display for y'all. Um, I want to say some things in conclusion because I won't be doing too many more videos on Mr. Reggie or this topic because the reality is, y'all, the reality is a lot of the Pan-African community are having meltdowns, and it's nothing that they can do but have meltdowns. You dig? Oh, my man Chris Connors, what it do? Yeah, I'm bringing people up on the stage, man. Let me get about 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna bring people up if anybody want to come up. And we're gonna do it like that. But 83 Gators, what it do? But if you all have noticed, it's been panel after panel after panel about foundational Black Americans. The Pan-African community, they're very upset. They're very frustrated. I think the word is frustrated. The best word that we can use to describe what's going on is a lot of frustration in the air. And people are feeling helpless. A lot of the Africans, the Pan-Africans, they're feeling real helpless, man. You know, they built their whole life up, they built their whole image up on Pan-Africanism. And a lot of people who identify as foundational Black American, we're letting everybody know we're not really interested in Africa right now. You dig? We would like to take care of America first. We would like to take care of the place that we live in first. We focused on Africa for a lot of years, and it really got us nowhere. We seen the disrespect that a lot of people, not just Africans, but a lot of foreigners have come over here and disrespected us. A lot of foreigners come over here and tell Black people, right? Shit. A lot of foreigners come over here and tell Black people to stop talking about racism, right? Why are we supposed to unite with these people? You dig? My man, 83 Gators, I appreciate that, homie. Why would we align ourselves with other Black people that tell us to stop talking about racism? Why would we do that? It makes no sense. These Pan-Africans want us to forget about and ignore what's going on. And we're simply not doing that. I'm about to play a clip from Brother Reggie. Sarnetta won't let me on this platform. I've been blocked. I've been blocked from the stream. You dig? Yeah, and Angelos, Diddy got railroaded. Yes, he did. We talked about that yesterday, I think it was. But Sarnetta blocked me from his platform. I need Sarnetta and everybody else to know. I don't care about YouTube like that. This is where I come to vent. You know what I'm saying? This is where I come to talk and just talk about real shit and connect with people. I don't care about the monetization. I'm not on what you on. You guys make your living here. That's fine. That's cool. That's what's up. But that's not my story. So I don't want you to get it twisted like I'm trying to clout chase for my page. That's not why I want to come on your platform. I asked Sarnetta to come up on his platform. I told him I'll pay him because I really want to say some things to Reggie and a lot of these other guys. So I don't want nobody to get it twisted like I'm trying to be a clout chaser like a Chris MVP Harris or any of these other guys that want to debate. I'm sorry you to take a shot, but he's a bitch ass nigga anyway. But all these guys want to debate and they want to go up the ladder and be the biggest debaters in the conscious community. That's not me. You dig? So I want to put that out there, but I'm going to be respectful to Sarnetta because I'm about to use his footage. I'm about to use a clip from his platform, so I want to be kind of respectful. I'm not gonna disrespect Sarnetto on this stream. You dig? Yeah. So let me run the clip real quick. Let me run the clip real quick. I'm gonna show you. Let me show you how these guys are reaching, grasping for straws. These guys have no argument. The frustration is real. They're very upset that we have done what they've tried to do. You understand? They're hearing FBA everywhere they go. And they're pulling out any little argument they can to try to discredit what we got going on. And the thing is, we're simply just re-identifying ourselves. Let me run this clip, man. Let me see. Share screen. Boom. Boom. Can y'all see this? Y'all see this? Shout out to my manager, Brill Shabazz. He got up there and he held it down for the FBA. I want to show y'all something though. Let's run this thing. Hold up. Boom.
And we get so caught up on who is in control or who is the leader. And the beautiful thing about FBA is it unites us. We had an ethnogenesis over here. Some of us came over here through the transatlantic slave trade. Some of us was already over here. We got European blood in us too. We don't necessarily claim it, but foundational Black American. We didn't immigrate to America. We built America. Mm-hmm. We descendants of slaves. I think we get so caught up on trying to word things right. We end up filibustering, trying to use word magic just to seem important, just to seem bigger than we are. And that's going to
fair use, y'all. Fair use.
Throw us off the code. That's the only thing that's really stopped us from getting reparations is being unified and being on code. That's it. Young people, old people, gay people, straight people, it don't matter. Women, men, it don't. Trans, it don't matter. Your blood, if you FBA, you FBA. We that's what the oppressor do. He try to say, oh well, you didn't dot your I's or cross your T's, so I'm gonna have to look at it another way. That's boule talk, to be honest with you. That's old. That's going out of here.
Okay, so I have to stop you. I heard what you had to say, and I have to stop you.
Thank you.
And I have to ask you: is there a plan?
Hey, yeah. Is there a plan? If y'all not familiar with Reegie, man, Reegie has this thing called the Black City Plan or some shit. A plan that he's been trying to introduce to the public and to whoever he's trying to introduce it to. And shout out to him for making that plan. Reegie likes to flaunt his accolades, who he sat with, who he shared a piece of sweet potato pie with back in 1985. This is what Reegie likes to do. You understand? So he's asking us, what is our plan, as if we're some sort of group. Okay? He doesn't really understand the concept. And I think that a lot of these guys understand the concept that we're not a group. But he's asked, what do you mean, what's the plan? What is the plan for a Jamaican? What are the plans for a Mexican? What would you ask them? What is your plan for being Mexican? You wouldn't ask somebody from Haiti, what's your plan for the Haitians? But when it comes to FBA, there has to be this microscopic, in-depth investigation to who we are, what we're doing, what our plan is, so they can discredit it. I want to say this. These Pan-African dudes and women, these are the reason, these people are the sector of the Black community that hold us back. Let me say that again. These Pan-Africans, and shout out to my man but Reegie, the dude Asar, all these cats, y'all the reason why y'all are the sector of Black people that are crabs. Okay, I want you to know that we see you. We know that y'all are the crabs of the community. We watch you eat your own community. We watch y'all eat your own Pan-African circles. And now you're trying to bring that same crab mentality over to us. I want y'all to know that you all are the reason why, and people like you are the reason why Black people have not gotten ahead. And we sat back and we listened to y'all and we learned from you guys, right? And we would hear you out, and we saw you do the same exact thing to your brethren. You dig? To the people that you was dealing with. Y'all all fell out. Let me tell you why. We come up and say, hey, look here, guys. We're gonna stop calling ourselves African Americans. Okay? We're gonna call ourselves foundational Black Americans. Guess what these crab ass niggas do? No. You can't do that. What is your plan? No. But you weren't here back in the 1700s. You weren't here before Columbus. No. What do you mean you're gonna make a power move? What do you mean you're gonna do something different? What do you mean you're gonna rename yourself? No. You can't do that. This is crab behavior, y'all. You dig? This is crab behavior. These people are the epitome of crabs in the Black community. Hold up, let me run this thing one more time. I'm not gonna run a whole lot of video.
Yeah.
Look at this.
The plan is to get on code.
The
plan is to get united.
On code is not a plan, sir.
That's the plan, and it's happening. And it's working.
Stop.
The correct answer that dude should have gave when Reggie asked him, "What's your plan?" The correct answer should have been, "There is no plan. We don't need a plan. Okay, we don't need a plan. We can simply exist. We don't have to have a strategy or a plan for a lineage. For me to acknowledge that my family helped build America, for me to acknowledge that I'm not a generic African, I don't need a plan." So they ask these trick questions, and they ask these questions. They want to intellectualize foundational Black Americans up out of here. You dig? Let me see who in here. Big shout out to everybody in the building, man. Anybody want to get up and talk? Come on. Look, I've been getting barred from these platforms. Only person that let me up to talk was Unc. Big shout out to him. Even though he's a hater, he's one of the biggest haters. But I want this space for everybody that wants to speak, man. Anybody wants to come up and share what they want to share, feel free. You dig? I'm gonna run some more of this real quick. Listen to this. Listen to this crybaby ass nigga. Look at it.
I'm asking him to stop. Being on code, the word on code does not help us.
It helps us.
Did y'all hear that? He said being on code does not help us. And this is why the Pan-African community has failed. Because all they want to do is debate each other. All they want to do is debate each other. They can't see the reason why that community has failed and it hasn't gotten anywhere and everybody's done with it. Is because all they want to do is tear each other down. Bring your information. I'm going to destroy your information. They get off on this shit. I'm going to destroy your information. Like what? They turned it into a debate league. And they're trying to drag us into that same way of thinking.
Completely. Wait. No, brother, you got a choice, right? Nobody is going to grant a proposal based on the word being on code.
Now, another thing that they try to do is they try to conflate reparations with FBA. And I want to be real clear. You have people who identify as foundational Black Americans that aren't on reparations. You understand? They're trying to conflate the two and make it seem like just because you identify as foundational Black American, that you're supposed to be a front runner in the reparations movement. And that is what it do, Buzzer. That is a reach. It's another reach. It's another way to try to rationalize and try to infiltrate and destroy what's going on. Now let's keep it rolling.
Second of all, the uncode comes from Neely Fuller.
Introducing Smart Search.
Shit, y'all hold up. Y'all forgive me.
from
This shit
homes.com.
run.
A new way to
This shit ain't
search
gonna get
the way you
monetized. I
speak.
ain't even tripping.
Who says something completely different about being on code. Your on code is a loyalty test, right? Or you loyal to FBA?
More misinformation. More misinformation. This guy is dedicated. Let me tell you about these Pan-Africans, and not all of them. These guys are dedicated to misunderstanding and misrepresenting what foundational Black Americans are about. They're dedicated. There's nothing you can tell these dudes. You understand? They don't want to understand. You can bring them information. See, the thing is, they're trying to tell us who we are and what we're doing, and they have no idea what the hell they talking about. Couple more minutes, and we're gonna stop the video.
That's your on code, right? And I saw how that uncode unraveled when you attacked Professor Small, who.
Another thing these Pan-Africans do is victimhood. We attack Professor Smalls. We attack Professor Smalls. Y'all hear how ridiculous that is? Professor Smalls, and shout out to the elder, right? To their elder. My elders are my family. You dig? I want to be very clear about that. These niggas act like I owe any of these dudes in their community any type of respect or anything. I'll give respect because that's how we do. But my elders, they're in my family. My grandmother, my aunts, my uncles, and grandmother and grandfather and them. James Smalls, he's their elder, okay? But James Smalls implied that FBA was a CIA. He didn't imply, he said that FBA was a CIA-funded movement. This is what he said, man. He's acting like we didn't hear him. We heard you loud and clear, Mr. Smalls.
Who and you might say, oh, it wasn't all of us. That's the point. You attacked Professor Small. You dug into his speech to pull out something that was going to divide us.
Professor Small, if a lot of y'all might not know, from what I'm hearing, Professor Smalls lost an $800,000 deal over in Africa. I don't know how true that is. That's just what's circulating. He lost a deal, right? Because Professor Smalls was taking shots at FBA, right? And people started digging up old clips of him taking shots at Africans and agreeing with FBA. All they did was play his words back. They didn't add anything. They just played the clip. The clip started surfacing, started circulating. The Africans over where James Smalls be doing business at, they caught wind of this clip and they got on his ass. And he lost some money. He then returned fire. He came back and really called us CIA and all this other crazy shit that we all know is bullshit. You dig? Chocolate Spirit said every organization we get into is infiltrated. Yeah, that's why we don't do organizations. You dig? That's why I'm glad that I'm not a part of any organization. You dig? Now let's run this shit some more. Hold up.
And why? Because Professor Small wasn't being loyal to you. On code is to do what Nelly Fuller Jr.
Did y'all hear that? He said because Professor Smalls wasn't being loyal to you. So that means Professor Smalls was off code. That means Professor Smalls was not being loyal. He was going against the grain. Now, there's no reason for Professor Smalls or any of you Pan-African niggas to go against the grain. Okay? We were not bothering you. We were not in your spaces. We weren't asking for your approval. We're still not asking for your approval. Why would James Smalls go against the grain? That's a real interesting comment that he made.
Said against global racism. Everything you say, you do, you act is against global white supremacy. You borrowed it, you reframed it, right? And I'll have to ask you, do you say that your plan is on code? That's a plan?
Yep, to get on code,
Okay,
to be on code,
I'm gonna ask you to get
code. And you not on code.
No, I don't have no loyalty to you.
You being a white supremacist right now. You acting like a white supremacist.
Okay, so that's a guarantee test. So you are pure. You're showing I'm not pure. I'm acting like a white supremacist because
Absolutely.
I'm having conversations saying
respectfully,
that
you are.
Okay, fine, Sarnetta. I'm just asking you. He says I'm acting like a white supremacist. There's nothing that I ever did in my life to be connected with white supremacy, and so he's saying that because I'm not in his gang.
All right. Check this out. Reggie.
Y'all see the shot that he took? See, look. Let me tell y'all, man. Look, y'all hear what he said? Because I'm not in his gang. Okay? See, they try to come across like they're trying to have a fair conversation. They're trying to come across like they're not being disrespectful, but they always end up slipping up and throwing these little sub shots at us. Shout out to Sarnetta for holding Reggie accountable.
I gotta say this, brother. Please don't hate me, man. When you come up with a title, Reggie, and says you calling out the FBAs, and they come in and they give a little smoke, you can't run from that. You got to challenge it and take it home.
I'm challenging it. What I am saying is that
I notice every time somebody come back strong, you say, get rid of them, get them out of here, get them off.
No, because when he says that I'm a white supremacist, now that's when I draw the damn line.
Okay, but you can't let that get you. Prove to him that you're not.
No, I don't have the time because I'm doing my presentation.
Okay, let's get back to the presentation.
I know when I said, watch this. I said when an FBA dude, right? Jeremy Lloyd.
Shit, love y'all.
Eve Online is a vast.
I'll deal with that later.
Sorry about
right?
that.
When he signals goes into Professor Small's speech, pulls something out for highlights, saying the FBI called that Professor Small called FBA CIA or anything like that.
You running. Right?
You're gonna get your running.
All right, chill, brother. Hold on, Reggie, hold on. Will you be the brother that would like to debate him on this topic?
Y'all see that's right there? Yeah. Y'all see, this is what they want to do, right? They want us to step into the arena. They want us to come over there and hold debates, and they want to capitalize off of the words foundational Black American. This is what the goal is. This is why people are upset, because they're supposed to have some sort of monopoly on the consciousness. You understand? And when they see this FBA thing going on, we're not involved in what they're doing. So they feel left out. Like, hold up, man. The conscious community is moving on without us. Oh, hold up. These people, why they not over here? Why they not over here in our toxic environment? Come over here to our toxic environment. You dig? We want to debate. We want to tear their information apart. See, let me tell y'all something, man. Any of you HOK niggas listening, any of you Pan-African niggas listening, I want y'all to understand something. Everything is not about tearing down people's information. Some shit is not all about content on YouTube. You understand? At some point, people going to have to stop trying to monetize information and start to say, hold up, these guys over here, they want to identify as FBA. Cool. That's what's up. They doing something different. And let us do our thing, man. Instead, you see a lot of hatred and a lot of vitriol and frustration. I'm about to pull up this other video from Unc. Y'all know who Unc is, man. Shout out to my brother Unc. You know, but I'm gonna call it how I see it. Unc, we know you a hater. You niggas really hate Tariq Nasheed. Let's just be real about it. Y'all really hate Tariq Nasheed. And all y'all can do is try to discredit him so you can discredit the movement. And when I say movement, I mean delineation movement. You dig? Y'all hold up. Bear with me 1 second. Give me 1 sec. Hold up. Boom. Anybody that want to come up, man, y'all more than welcome. Y'all come on up here and let's chop it up. Give me your opinions and your comments on what you're seeing on YouTube, because this thing is all over the place. Let's go ahead.
They gonna take your reparations.
Let's go ahead to this nigga. I want y'all to see this nigga real quick. Check this nigga out right here. Look at this King Jaffe Joffer looking nigga.
Of years.
Yeah,
not just during the early 1900s.
No.
Peep this.
Again, what's the point though? Look, bro.
Look at this nigga.
What is the point? See, this is what I'm saying. You're fighting, even though you might not admit it, you're fighting in all ways not to be African. That's all it boils down to be.
Let me ask y'all a question. Why would we have to fight not to be African? When was the last time you stepped out your house and had to interact with somebody that called you an African? Your African card got you some benefits on this land. Why would we fight not to be African? See, we're acknowledging, right, that the African part of our lineage is way, way, way back. Anybody with a brain will tell you, after being on a landmass for hundreds and hundreds of years, after going through so many different bloodlines and lineages and grandfathers married grandmothers, and you're not the same person that you were back in 1700s. Why would we fight not to be African? Let me tell you what when he said, like, see, I'm real big on psychology. What he said when he said that is that they are fighting for us to hold on to our African lineage. They want us to be African. He said something without saying it. We're not fighting not to be African. You're fighting us because you want us to be African. Why? Look why. I want y'all to look why. Look at this nigga. He looked like King Jaffe Joffer from Coming to America. He built his whole life and his whole identity on being African. Look at him. Meanwhile, this fool is probably somewhere in Philly. This kills me about these guys, man. These guys are up here in all this African garb. He got his dashiki on, his kufi. He got his whole house with African masks and artwork. Meanwhile, these niggas is living in America. You dig? They living in America, man. Check them out. Now let's listen to this nigga real quick.
This is all it is. I mean, I didn't zoned out. Your whole argument is that you're not African.
I hear him.
If you don't want to say it, you flim-flamming. No. The whole argument is that not only are you not African, is that most of us in America is not African. It's the same thing that my dear brother Sincere said that he didn't say earlier, but he said it on the very video that put out there.
Let me ask y'all a question. Most of us, right? Most black people in America that have been here, if you talk to your family, right, and they try to discredit this too, right? They try to, I'm going to answer your question in a minute, Chocolate Spirit, hold fast. Most black people in America, their parents and their grandparents didn't tell them nothing about Africans. They did tell them about their Native American, Aboriginal, indigenous lineage. Am I lying? I'm gonna just speak for myself, but I guarantee you, if you ask most Black Americans here in the United States, when they were growing up throughout their life, did anybody tell them about African ancestors? And then you ask them, did your family tell you about indigenous ancestry? Most Black people here in the United States are going to tell you, yeah, they told me about Blackfoot. They told me about Wachita, whatever tribe, whatever. That's what they're going to tell you. You know what I'm saying? This guy's trying to tell us that we're trying to speak for everybody. No, Dewan B did a great job. Shout out to Dewan B. Dewan B simply came to this panel and gave his experience. He didn't speak for everybody. Now, let me answer Chocolate Spirit's question. Out the Mud said never told about Native Americans. Yeah, Now, if I'm reading that right, you're saying they told you about your Native American lineage. Am I reading that right, brother? Never. My mother came from Germans, Europeans, but I got my father's blood. Okay, look, and I respect that. Listen, the point is, not a lot of us were told about an African ancestor somewhere. Why are people mad about that? I don't understand why people are mad about that. Now, let me answer Chocolate Spirit's question. She said, do you agree with Dr. Umar's teachings? Let me say this. I think Umar is brilliant. I think that Umar has a lot of great information. He's one of our most prolific speakers. But Umar, this is just my opinion. Umar knows that what he's putting out there is bullshit. He knows that there's really no Pan-African unity. See, Umar makes his money off of pandering to single mothers all over the world. Umar makes his money off of pandering to Africa, to the Caribbean. See, Umar, he wants his money to come in from every direction. You dig? And that's one thing I can say about Brother Tariq Nasheed is if he really wanted to scam or be rich, you wouldn't exclude all these other groups. You understand? You wouldn't draw a line in the sand with all these other groups. You would do what Umar's doing, and you would pander to Caribbeans, to Africans, to Latins. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I respect Umar's, and I respect his scholarship in some areas. I think that he uses the whole Pan-African thing to get more money. That's all, and get more gigs. He likes flying over to Africa, showing up over there. I wonder how many African kids he got over there running around. Because it's a known fact that Umar is a womanizer. It's a known fact that when he touches down in these cities, this is not rumors. This is a fact. This is straight from the horse's mouth. Go check out a dude named Lennon Honor. And this is a reason. This is one of the reasons why Pan-Africans look bad out here. Because this is the shit that they come with. They come with these type of schemes and scams, and they don't ever get shit done. Where's the school? Where's Akon City? Where's Akon City? That was supposed to be like Wakanda, right? See, Pan-Africanism has not produced anything but pipe dreams. You dig? Chocolate Spirit said, but he's still my brother, and he's spreading the best messages we need if you have no guidance. Let me say this, Chocolate. Umar is my brother too. But the problem that I have is when you're out here representing a people, you're going to have to get your shit together. You can't be out here talking that good shit and then you out here abandoning your kids. You out here womanizing. Did y'all see the shit where the chick donated $2,000 to his school? He got on the phone, said, thank you, but next time make it $4,000. Did y'all see that? Come on, man. Romea McCrory said, Africa is a beautiful place. They have slums, areas just like North America. I agree. I wouldn't call their slums like ours. In our slums, you can still, it's not like any other slums. It's different. I'm not mad at Africa, dog. I don't want nobody to get that twisted. I got love for Africa. I got love for all people that got love for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a hateful individual, but we just got to be real. In the past 3 years, I've done a lot of studying on how Africans and Haitians and Caribbeans feel about Black Americans and Mexicans. I've done a lot of research researching and I've seen the things that they say about us. A lot of these people tell us that we complain about racism too much. A lot of these people say we're lazy, right? They speak down on our race. You dig? So, you know, as much love as I have for people, we can't allow, you know, that to happen. You dig? Let me run this real quick.
There. What I'm saying is, y'all act like y'all want to know where these points came from that I was talking about, but Buck put the footage in both of you said it.
He did.
What are y'all talking about? I don't want to be African. I don't care if you got an African on your arm. You just didn't put tattoo over top of it yet. You didn't get another tattoo to put over top of it yet.
Dude thought that he was doing something with his little talking points. He really made himself look foolish. He really thought he was doing something.
You don't want to be African. And I heard Albert Comedy Son come on your show with all that slick talk. Look, I understand psychological warfare. He put out his degree, all our little degrees. I can put out all these little
degree first.
No. You mentioned Africans, Caribbeans, all Africans that are not from the United States. The one you look good, brother.
You already got Dr. Saul pissed. I don't
care if you're scared of me. But you don't need to be scared of me. That's no reason. I love you, brother. I love my brothers, but you are lost.
I'm gonna call TDJ.
He said, dude said we're lost. He said we're lost. Let me ask you, let me say this to what he just said. If we're so lost, we're the product of him and his movement, right? I'm 45 years old. So they had plenty of time to help us be unlost. Foundational Black American, the term was coined about 4 or 5 years ago. What has that brother and his organization done to make us unlost? Chocolate Spirit said 50 Cent giving my people jobs in Louisiana. I can't be mad at him neither. That's what's up. I got a whole different opinion on 50. I did a video on it yesterday. Let me skip back real quick because this is an interesting video right here. Very interesting video. This shows the meltdown of the Pan-Africans.
Sit up here and say, you talk about how they don't respect us.
I say, I don't care about them. I care about the people in the hiring positions. That's what I'm focusing on.
Right, so they're not doing it right. I got you. We appreciate it. But that still does not give you the right to make up a whole wild story of who we are. That don't give you the right to do that.
I have to write down my own opinion.
No, you don't. I'm going to say this again.
Right to make my opinion.
That does not give you the right to misinform the greater African American population on your platforms. I'm saying you have bad information.
Y'all hear that? And his bad information. He's the information police. My man thinks that he has a monopoly on knowledge. You dig? When the vaccine thing was going on, I took Unc's side to a degree. I'm glad I didn't get that vaccine. He was wrong about that vaccine. He doesn't have a monopoly on information. He's another one that's very upset about what's going on with this delineation movement. Very upset. Hold up. I'm about to run some more of this video. Here we go. Check this out.
You keep flim-flamming me, man.
Look.
In July 1924, and he ran against Ida B. Wells and beat her in 1928. During that time, Black people in those cities got a new identity, a new music, a new way of dress. In the same way what happened between hip-hop and funk, the young generation was like, we not what that old stuff you was doing, because before that time, there was division amongst us between mulattoes, Melungeons, people who were slaves, farmers. During that time, when Black people got to the big cities, we realized, damn, whether I'm a farmer, plumber, mulatto, Melungeon, they still treat us all as Black. So during that 20, 30-year period, we redefined ourselves. That is 200 years after Africa. Do you get it now?
Watch him have a meltdown. He about to have a meltdown.
I'm telling you, the creolization started. Early creolization started the 1619 to the 1700s, bro. We can go down the whole timeline. You playing with me? I don't even know why you playing with me.
Ethnogenesis is specific.
Man, listen, man, you spamming right now.
Let him. Hey, Dewan, let him rock out. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, let him rock out. Let him rock out, brother Dewan.
You playing with us from the 16 to 19, from 1619 to the 1700s. Early creolization occurred.
Listen,
the breakdown of African ethnic distinctions. From the 17 to 1800s, the majority of U.S. born population
Texas
formation
Bama,
of shared culture and identity. From the 1800s to 1865, rapid cultural linguistics consolidation emerged of the core African American institutions. From 1865 to 1900, post-slavery nations building, African Americans became coherent national ethnic group. I am telling you, from the day that we stepped foot on a daggone landmass and started having sex with other people, that started the creolization process.
Dewan,
if you play this wild game with me, Dewan, you play with me. Don't play with me like this, bro. We still be having an intelligent dialect and an intelligent conversation, but yet you keep flim-flamming me, man. You telling me right now.
He's accurate.
I'm not even trying to. I know it don't got nothing to do with you because you think you're a black Indian or somebody.
Yeah, he's accurate on that. From the day we stepped forward, yeah, it's crazy.
They took what that man said and flipped it as they normally do. He was saying something totally different. They had to dominate the conversation and twist that man's words in good Pan-African fashion. This is what they do, y'all. I'm gonna play one more clip. And I'm gonna let it rock out.
What I'm saying is,
you trying to delegate and pay white people money or something.
This is where they having a conversation on. I want y'all to get this. Listen, y'all. This dude, he's basically saying he doesn't care who gets reparations. He wants everybody to get it. Okay, he wants everybody to get reparations.
African American.
No, hold on for a minute.
He doesn't know my lineage.
They moved in at FBA.
Hold on for a minute. The mayor from New York City, right? Or let's just take a Nigerian, right? Mm-hmm. Basically, they could never ethnically be an African American, and nobody debates that. I'm gonna say it again. Ethnically, they do not have shared experiences.
Dumbest argument ever.
And they did not come by way of the slave trade. This is an academic document. This is in academics. So anybody that's going to give you reparations, they know this. Mm-hmm. Now, in a broad sense, second generation, right? If they so choose, right, they can consider themselves Nigerian American, Black American, or African American. But ethnically, I'm gonna say this it's got to be important. They can never be considered African Americans, and nobody's that crazy to consider them that. I think that's an important distinction here, and I never hear y'all say that.
Let me ask you a question, based on what you just said. Are you saying? I want to be clear that I'm understanding you correctly.
Right.
Are you saying if tomorrow they said, okay, we're going to give reparations to African Americans?
That's right.
Are you saying if they did that tomorrow,
then
Babatunde wouldn't be qualified under that term right there?
They're going to make you submit your DNA. And your DNA.
What? Did y'all hear that shit? This is supposed to be an educated Pan-African dude, a scientist. He said, listen clear, y'all. He said, if this is a hypothetical, if they decided to give us reparations tomorrow, the United States government would make us take a DNA test to separate us from Africans and other cultures to see if we qualify for reparations. Did y'all hear that dumb shit? I mean, come on, man. You can't make this shit up, man. Tyrone said, what if you're a buff Akan America? I don't know what that is, bro. I don't know what that is. That's the craziest shit, man. You can't be serious.
Same thing.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
The way I get feelings.
You cut me off. You cut me off. You're gonna miss the beautiful thing right here.
I'll go ahead. I want to hear this beautiful
I
thing.
am telling you, if I had trillions of dollars to give African Americans, I don't give a damn who call themselves African Americans. I got the trillions of dollars. I'm gonna use the available historical information, couple it with genetics, and that's how you will get paid. So you can run around here, really a Nigerian American, your second generation kids are we African American culture hip hop. So what? Ethnically, you will never be an African American because your ancestors did not go through the transcontinental slave trade that put you in America. Your genetics say that you're from Nigeria. We can see it right here in the DNA. DNA talks and bullshit walk. That's why I said y'all be playing with us. Y'all fooling us, man.
Hey, sincere, let me.
Go ahead, Dewan.
Hey, sincere, look, and I get it, but here's the issue. Here's the issue. Here's the issue.
You know we can actually do that, Dewan.
Here's the issue.
My man, what's a buff? Why don't you hop up on the panel, man? Tell me what a buff African American is. I'm gonna drop the link, man. Somebody come up here and talk to me. I need some Pan Africans in the building. That's really what I want. I just dropped the link in the chat.
Oh, corporations can use it.
Now, what did he hear from you? Because you said, Dewan, you.
The point would be, why the hell would you? Not what we listen. What I'm saying is, they're going to have a method for calculating who's who. They have it. In the 60s, they didn't have that. That's not the same conversation with minorities and women and all that. You conflating the two items. That's a whole different thing. Where I'm from, we call that flim-flamming. So I want to stay right on the course of things. I am telling you that DNA has already made the distinction between a continental African and an African that went through the slave trade and developed a culture that we now call African American. It's already in your DNA. The DNA speaks. Now, my point is, let's just say they decide to give it to everybody. Then at that point, I ain't snitching. I don't care. Because if you really want to talk about it, colonial powers put destruction on Africa and Africans everywhere. So then the point would be, why the hell would you care what some white people did with their money? If they did.
Y'all hear that nigga shit, man? He said he doesn't care who gets the reparations. Now, let me break that down for y'all. Let me tell y'all why it's important to delineate, and it's important to separate who gets reparations and not. I don't know if y'all are aware, but most people that come over from other countries, they tell us to stop talking about reparations. They tell us to stop talking about reparations. Oh, is my link not highlighted? Why in the world will we want others to get reparations when they're fighting against us getting reparations? Let me see if I can fix that. Hold up. That argument is wild. Send this link to your guests. You may also want to share. Blah, 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 blah. Let me try that again. Y'all forgive me. I don't never go on StreamYard, man. So shit is mad slow. Hold up. Share your referral link. Is that it right there? Oh, that's the wrong link. Let me get rid of that. What about that joint? Did that joint go through? Chocolate Spirit said they don't want us to get a leg up. That's why, because they have no chance. Tyrone said, nah, I'm not no African American. I'm Black Stonian, aka Black, aka FBA, aka descendants of so-called slaves, aka Black Indigenous. Shout out to you, homie. Shout out to you. Yeah. Did that link go through, homie? It's a good link right there. If not, copy that joint and put it in your browser. It should show up if you want to jump on. I want some Pan Africans to come up in here. I want Dr. Reegie to come up in here. These niggas are scared. They won't let me on the panel. I'm blocked from over HOK. Yeah, this is no clout chase, man. I'm not trying to build my channel or nothing like that. I come on here to vent and chop it up with the family. That's what I do. You damn. Let me play another clip real quick. Hold up.
Decide to pay everybody. Why would you even care? They ain't taking no money off your plate. There's these two parts I don't understand. So listen, man, they broke law.
Yeah,
they didn't take no money off your plate. Did y'all hear that shit? This dude, man, they reaching for straws.
Broke law, bro. Right? Listen, they kidnapped us first.
They didn't kidnap shit, man. We were sold, right? We were sold by Africans. They made a deal. You know what I'm saying? All this kidnap, we weren't kidnapped. Okay? Why would we want some of the descendants of the people that sold us to get reparations? Why would we want that? Some of those African tribes sold our ancestors. Okay? They sold black folks. Why would we want them to give reparations? Does that make any sense?
Got to kidnap a person to enslave them, which is illegal. Kidnapping is illegal in the Bible. Kidnapping is illegal in Rome and Greece. Slavery is legal in the Bible, and slavery is legal in Rome, and slavery is legal everywhere. So they kidnapped us illegally, then they enslaved us, right? They made us a part of the largest forced migration. Okay, we the gift that keeps giving. All right, we are the foundation. See, you hear that word? Of the global economy.
Yeah, I hear that, man. See, this is the thing about these guys. They really agree. They really agree with us. You know what I'm saying? They really want to be foundational Black American. They just don't like the term. It's been so many people, they on these panels, they're like, man, we just need to make up a term for ourselves. Oh, FBA? No, we don't want FBA. Like, nigga, like, y'all want a term that Tariq Nasheed didn't coin. I'm cool. I'm not egotistical. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes, their ego is so big. They like, oh, Tariq made that term. I can't use that. And that's why I said these dudes is crabs in the barrel, man. You dig? I'm gonna play another video. I'm gonna show y'all why delineation is important. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all why delineation is important. Why we separate ourselves from other cultures that are melanated, that look like us. Why we gotta let it be known that, hey, we're foundational to this country. We don't want nobody else speaking for us. I'm gonna show y'all right now. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. This pissed me off when I saw it. This right here is absolutely one of the most disgusting things I've seen when it comes to this whole delineation thing. Let me see. Let's check this out real quick.
Creating custom clothing labels with TapStitch is easy. Go to your branding tab, choose your label size and background.
From New York Times best-selling author to
But what do you I don't think
com to
hold up. Shit.
Tim Wall's completely fine.
Give me 1 sec. I pulled up the wrong video. Hold up. This guy right here, his name is Byron Donaldson. Okay. I want y'all to listen real close to this dude. He's a black man. Okay. He will be considered an African American. All right. Now I want y'all to hear what he says. And what he's doing is he is getting his butter biscuits from the dominant society. He's doing their work. This is why we have to delineate and we have to let it be known, man, that everybody, just because they black, my mother's doesn't mean they have the best interests of all black folks. Shit right here is crazy. Listen close, y'all.
My father's Panamanian. You have a lot of black people in this country. My mother's Jamaican. My father's Panamanian. My mother's Jamaican. My father's Panamanian. You have a lot of black people in this country who are not descendants of the American slave trade.
Look.
So I already know off top, there's a lot of black people in America who aren't going to be able to get that kind of benefit or get reparations.
Well, most people who are for reparations, they feel like it should go to what they call foundational black Americans anyway.
And I agree with that point. I agree with that point. But I'm just saying, I'm just laying out, these are the reasons for why I'm no.
Look,
so why I'm so now.
do support reparations.
Did y'all catch him, man? He said that's why he's saying no. He doesn't want us to get reparations because he's not qualified. The original JG, what it do, homie? I don't think y'all heard what that man said. Let me run that back real quick.
My father's Panamanian. You have a lot of black people in this country who are not descendants of the American slave trade.
Look.
So I already know off top, there's a lot of black people in America who aren't going to be able to get that kind of benefit or get reparations.
Well, most people who are for reparations, they feel like it should go to what they call foundational black Americans anyway.
And I agree with that point. I agree with that point. But I'm just saying, I'm just laying out, these are the reasons for why I'm no.
Look.
So,
why I'm no. He is a politician. This dude is very influential. He is very influential in politics. As he climbs the ladder, he's going to be rubbing shoulders with other politicians. And he's going to be telling them no to reparations. Do y'all hear this shit, man? That's why we got to delineate, say, you know what, man, you're not a black American. You can't speak for us. Do not talk about us. Don't worry about what we got going on. Chocolate Spirit said, Candace Owens. How do I feel about Candace Owens? Candace Owens, I mean, she let me say this. I believe some of the stuff she's saying in recent. I do believe that that whole thing with Charlie Kirk. Not to get off topic, but Jasmine Crockett, I feel like she's a puppet for the Democrats. They just kicked her to the curb. You know, so these two people, they're not our friend at the end of the day. You dig? Yeah, I know they two different women, but they both puppets. One's puppets for was a puppet for the Republicans. Shit, now they both kicked to the curb. I'm glad you brought them up. Those two black women, and Candace is Jamaican or Caribbean, and she's let it be known that she favors Caribbeans over black Americans. These two women have been kicked to the curb. Okay, they're useless at this point. What they do is they use you, and then they kick you to the curb and call you crazy. And that's what they've done with these two sisters. And I hope the other black women out there, black men out there, can take notes. You know, there's a saying, they break their tools when they're done with them. You understand?
So so now
They do support reparations for what Leonard just deemed as, quote, foundational black Americans?
I don't. But I want to explain that. I want to explain.
Did y'all hear that? This dude is not even from here. His family is not even from here. And he's talking about he doesn't support reparations for what our ancestors built this country for free, y'all. And this dude is on here telling us that we shouldn't be compensated. This is what it is, man. Y'all heard it yourself. Go look it up for yourself, man. There are many, many other people, and I'm sorry. Look, I fuck with my Jamaicans, I fuck with my Haitians, my Africans, but a lot of these people think like him. They fight against us getting reparations. You understand? Why would we unite with something like that? Why wouldn't we delineate from something like that? You understand?
This, ladies and gentlemen, is why we want to sever ties with these people. This is why. This man's name is Byron Donalds. He is a congressman, a Republican United States representative in the state of Florida. Do you know what congressmen do? They actually create bills, legislation, And basically they help to facilitate and make laws.
Yep.
What would reparations be?
Yep.
It could either be a bill or a law.
Yep.
And this motherfucker immediately know, because he's a Jamaican Panamanian. He's an immigrant, and he will not be able to get any of those benefits. And this is the issue. This is the issue. Why people that have the same hue of complexion as us, they get into positions of power and they undermine us. And this is why we say we don't want to fuck with them like that no more, because we helped them to get into position. We did, thinking that skin folk was kinfolk.
Mind you, she made a good point. Mind you, my ancestors, your ancestors fought for these people to be able to come over here. They fought for Black immigrants, Latino immigrants to be able to come to America. They weren't letting other people in. We fought for that. Our ancestors fought for that. And when they got over here, guess what they said? Hey, fuck your ancestors. They don't need no reparations. Crazy. I'm going to show y'all another example of why we delineate. Give me 1 second. This is another example right here. This is another, what people call tether. And this dude is the worst. I ain't gonna say he's the worst, but listen to this dude. Check him out. Check this guy out.
I was born in Angola, though. I was born in sub-Saharan Africa. Okay.
Where did you grow up for most of your time?
In Maine. I lived in North America.
No, I'm asking, were they born in the United States?
No, because I wasn't born there.
So when I am talking to somebody from Sudan, from the Congo, from Angola, I am listening to understand their experience, not to undermine it. And I refuse to allow anybody from Grenada, from Angola.
Side note, Amanda Seales, she said something about FBA being the FBI. So she's another puppet. She's like a Candace Owens for the Democrats. She's been played out. You dig? I think I put the wrong video up. Hold up. I want y'all to see this dude, this little coon nigga. Hold up. Check this dude out.
Did you know that nearly half of US TV streaming time is on Roku? With Roku's new self-service ad tool, it's easy to set up.
I'm really impressed. I wouldn't have brought you on the show. It's pretty rare that I bring on somebody of your age range on the show at all, Matt. So again, well done.
I am so honored.
Well, joining me on the line is a young man named Matt Nuclear. You may know him from a clip that I played on the show just the other day, in which he was going up against Amanda Seales. We got Derek Chauvin. Kind of crazy show that I'm
building. Let's talk to Derek Chauvin. Why don't you come up, Derek? I'm gonna drop the link for you, homie. We got some action. Look, the link is right there in the comments, bro. Why don't you come up and let's talk? Because you pop up on my feed regularly, and you always got something to say. So why don't you stand on business, right? Be a man and come on up here and talk about it. Derek Chauvin says, "Do white people deserve reparations for the Barbary slave trade?" Let me tell you this, Derek. That is such a reach. Okay, now if they want to go over to that government, which probably doesn't exist anymore, I would say yes, they do deserve reparations. But we're not talking about that. Okay, yes, I'm for anybody. Listen close. This is how foundational Black Americans get down, right? We're not angry, hateful people, right? I think anybody that has been enslaved should get reparations. But the problem is that entity doesn't exist anymore. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to reach for the stars, man. You dig? Come on up, Dirk. Don't be scared, man. Stand on business. Come on up. Hit the link. If you're not going to hit the link, then yeah. Let's check out this little coon right here. Look at it. Look at this nigga. Look at his hairline.
And so I kind of went in with the flow with those types of arguments.
So you're 18, obviously you're Black. And so there are a lot of questions that I think people have, whenever there's a racial or ethnic minority who votes Republican, and this is happening a lot now. I mean,
let me tell you, they love these type of Negroes right here. They look, Ben Shapiro, he's a white supremacist. They love these type of Negroes, right? They love anybody with a Black face that can come on there and talk crazy about us. You understand? They'll put them up all day.
There's been a big movement in the Black community, particularly among young men, toward the Republican Party, toward President Trump. It's happening with Hispanic young men. Obviously, I'm Jewish. Even the Jewish vote has been moving toward the Republicans and President Trump. You know, when this happens, people start asking the question, so what exactly is going on?
Yeah, Dirk is
There's now generational difference between me and you. I remember when I was the 18-year-old phenom, I'm now 41. So tell me, what exactly is happening among your peer group that is leading young men in particular, and also young Black men in specific, to move toward President Trump?
I think just the truth. I think going over data, going over the facts, understanding what is going on in America, understanding that the Democratic Party has been consistently lying to us and not giving us.
I want y'all to understand. Do not be surprised if you see this dude in about 20 years running for president. I want y'all to understand how these people do things. They groom people very early. Okay, they're pushing him in the media because he's going to run for some sort of office. Mark my words. Very soon, you're going to see him in the political arena running.
We just want to come attack us. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think this victim narrative is going to fade away. And of course, how she presented herself or responded to the arguments shows that she really doesn't know how to respond to these arguments, and she's really not answering the questions we want to ask.
So Matt, you're 18 years old. What do you do next? I mean, are you planning on going to college? If so, where? What's the story?
Yeah, I'm thinking about going to college for sure. I have not truly made up my mind around that, but I have been.
Internet was starting to blossom more recently, so you can't get ahead because
they don't commit a significant level of crime. They were only able.
Listen,
Chinese people can only tell Black Americans that the reason why they make less than white people or Hispanic people is because of the historical injustices for so long. I did mention to her as well that Chinese people went through the Rock Spring Massacre in Wyoming. In, I believe, was it 1861? They went through the Chinese Exclusion Act. They were only able to gain citizenship here in the country in 1943, yet they make the most amount of money, median household income. They don't commit a significant level of crime at all, right? So I believe in group actions and in group priorities. I also wanted to mention her gang crime. I mentioned her a prominent rapper who gained hundreds of millions of views talking about unaliving other Black men. The BLM didn't come out for that. I mentioned KTS3, who was a Black man who was unalived by other Black men. No BLM came out for that. BLM.
I want y'all to understand something. That dude he's from Angola. All right. He is a real African. You understand? And these people want us to identify with this shit and unify with this shit. This little coon boy is a real deal. He's
relies on this narrative of white oppressor versus Black/brown victim. If that doesn't happen, then they don't come out. And they like to play this game where like, oh, it's only if cops do it. Well, Daniel Penny, when he, unalived what's called Jordan Neely at the subway train where other people felt threatened, they called the cops as well, and people helped him. BLM New York came out for that as well, and they were threatening white people, saying, we need to.
I can't even watch too much of that guy. That guy is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, what are we supposed to do with that, man? Hold up, we'll run it for a little second. Hold up.
Protect ourselves from these weird white people who just want to come attack us. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think this victim narrative is going to fade away. And of course, how she presented herself or responded to the arguments shows that she really doesn't know how to respond to these arguments, and she's really not answering the questions we want to ask.
He said victim narrative is going to fade away. Now, let me say this to y'all, man. One thing about this so-called victim narrative is these people act like Black Americans.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
They act like Black Americans are just lying about the oppression. You understand? It hasn't faded away because the injustices haven't faded away. You understand? So it's a very real thing, and anybody as Black American knows this. You dig? Jose Vasquez, what it do? Derek Chavin says, this the Black Power show. Don't be a coward, man. Come on up here. The original OG said, until the situation has been properly addressed, it will never fade away. Exactly. And to be honest with y'all, I don't believe this should ever go away. You understand? This thing is so powerful that it's gonna be around forever. You dig? Jose Vasquez says, if you haven't lived it, you haven't lived it. Exactly. And a lot of people have a hard time wrapping their head around what we've lived. But I speak for myself. You know, I'm 45 and I've lived in America for 45 years and I've experienced all kind of oppression and racism. You dig? Whether somebody likes it or not. Derek says, oh no, that's Chocolate. Chocolate says, Derek, you can keep your energy on black people. I bet this anger go get high on blood pressure medication. Man, people like Derek, they only keyboard warriors. They don't come outside and talk to any black folks like that. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. They see black people all the time and they never ever had the same energy in person. You dig? But look, if anybody want to hit the link, anybody want to come up, I'm gonna put it in the chat one more time. You dig? Let's put that in the chat one more time. Anybody want to come up, join the panel? If you got something to say, let it be known. Any Pan-Africans, any white supremacists that want to come up in here, please feel free. The original JG said, people like Derek probably have never met or befriended a black person. I'm going to disagree, bro. I think people like Derek, these are the people that act like that they cool with you. You know what I'm saying? He probably has a bunch of people that he acts like he's cool with, but he has these white supremacist views, low key. You know what I'm saying? So he comes here to vent those frustrations and those thoughts because he feels safe here. You dig? But he doesn't go outside with that energy. We know he doesn't. But look, man, I got to get ready to shoot the work. I got to shoot tonight out Penn State. So I'm going to be on the road here in a minute. It's going to be a long night. Buzzer Cam, what it do, homie? Yeah. Oh, shit, I read your comment all over again. Yeah. But look, I appreciate everybody that tapped in. It's been a rough stream. I've been all over the place, but I think we got a good little stream in for the night. I'm gonna come back probably, what's the day? I'm gonna probably come back next week, maybe Sunday, and we gonna chop it up, man. Chocolate Spirit, the original JG, Jose Vasquez, everybody else, Romeo McCoy, Brian Henderson, 83 Gators, and Angelos, Chris Connor. Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all stopping through. Hope y'all have a good night, man. All right, we out of here. Peace.